Hi guys, Mark Dawes, NFPS Limited, and in this short video I want to talk to you about the benefits of undertaking our BTEC Level 3 Advanced Award in Self-Defense Instruction course. Well, the first benefit, which is pretty obvious, is that you get a BTEC Level 3 Advanced Award in Self-Defense Instruction qualification. And the benefit of that is that you can demonstrate to whoever you need to demonstrate it to, your potential clients or, God forbid, a court of law, that your learning and assessment has gone through a structured process that meets a national vocational standard to an awarding body guideline. That's really, really important. Secondly, once you've got that qualification, we can offer you insurance at greatly reduced rates for teaching self-defense. Now, first and foremost, this is not the same insurance you need to teach martial arts. And this is fundamentally because martial arts are classified as a sport and they come under sporting governing bodies. Therefore, you are teaching a sport within a registered syllabus, within a registered dojo. That is not self-defense. When you teach self-defense, you are teaching an occupational skill, which is different from a sport. And the thing here is you need separate insurance to do so. But please, check that with your own insurance brokers, because what you've got to think about here is if you work from a smoking gun back, and this is a term that's referred to by expert witnesses like myself and a guy called Mark Williams, is if someone makes a claim or an allegation and your insurers are involved, they'll want to work backwards to actually make sure you've got the right insurances in place, because otherwise you're not covered. But check that out with a broker, because we're not qualified to give insurance advice because we're not insurance brokers. Now, another benefit in training with us is that once you've qualified, and it comes with the cost of your insurance if you want it, we can also give you a license to deliver BTEC Level 2 qualifications. And that means for an additional £275 plus VAT per year, you not only get your insurance, you also get all of the materials to deliver BTEC Level 2 awards in breakaway and self-defense to your clients and whoever else you wish to teach. Now, I was speaking to one gentleman only today who's going to be working with sixth formers in schools. How popular will you be when you're working with sixth formers in schools, for example, and being able to offer them a BTEC Level 2 qualification? Many children at schools these days are academically challenged and they may be leaving school with less than what they're capable of because of the education structure, but I'm not going to go into that. But you can give them a BTEC Level 2 qualification in something they're going to thoroughly enjoy. So there's a major, major benefit there. Now, we do get asked lots of questions about this course, and one of the most common questions we get asked is, how can you teach someone to be a self-defense instructor in 2 days? And my response to that is this question: how can you not? Self-defense is not the same as martial arts. And sometimes we get told, well, it takes years and years and years and years to be a good instructor to teach martial arts. And that's absolutely true. But let me just give you a rhetorical question here. Let's say someone turns up at your club one evening, or they ask you one evening, this question in your business, and they say to you, look, I'm a 54-year-old female worker or gentleman, and I work in a particular area of the community, and I have to walk through a pretty undesirable part of that community every evening. And last night I was compromised by some people and I felt scared. I felt scared for me and I felt scared for my family. Can you teach me something in an hour or two that would give me the skills to be able to defend myself and protect my family? Now, if you can't do that, irrespective of who you are not a self-defense instructor, you're teaching something else. Because that is what self-defense is all about. It is short, sharp and effective techniques that are pretty simple to use, easy to remember and easy to recall under pressure when you need to do them. And that's what we're teaching and that's what we're offering. And also, bear in mind, we accept the fact that many of you out there have been training for years. You're not new off the block, so you're coming with a degree of expertise and knowledge, and we're not going to teach you to suck eggs. We're not going to reinvent the wheel here. We're going to take that knowledge and build upon it, because we already respect that if you are a martial arts instructor or a police officer or an ex-prison officer, or you've come out of the armed forces, you have a degree of capability about you, and all we're going to do is take that capability and hone it and add to it and refine it so to give you the skills to be able to teach what you need to teach within the self-defense world. Now, another benefit of doing this with us is not just in the skills that you're going to learn, it's also in the process you're going to learn to teach those skills within a structured course. All of the documentation that we will give you to run your courses have been written to an awarding body level. And in addition to that, all of our processes and our customer-facing documentation is ISO 9001-2008 approved. And that means they've all been quality assured. So, you get documentation from attendance right through to leaving the course and all of the forms in between. Now, I know some of you out there will be thinking about disclaimers, and you're thinking he's talking about a disclaimer. I'm absolutely not talking about a disclaimer because, and this might shock some of you, a disclaimer isn't worth the paper it's written on because you cannot legislate for negligence. So if you've got people filling out a form saying, if you get hurt on my course, you can't sue me, let me just enlighten you a little bit and advise you that that form actually isn't worth anything, because if it goes to court, you can't say that you allowed them to be hurt because you acted negligently. You have to act with a duty of care towards the people you train. And this is whether you're running a professional business, a voluntary business, a charity, it doesn't matter. You have to show due diligence and due process. So we're going to give you forms that will assess the capability and the fitness levels of the people you're going to train. And these forms are written in line with government guidance and statutory regulation. Also, as the trainer, you are responsible for controlling and supervising the group. And most trainers in our industry and in other related industries related to physical skills get sued because of a breach of a duty of care towards the people they're training. So if someone falls over and injures themselves on a course and you didn't see it because you weren't watching, you are technically liable. And if people are messing about on courses and not taking it seriously and joking around and undertaking horseplay when they should be paying attention, that's a potential risk. We have one document that they will sign, which is basically a contract, and that contract is written in line with an assessment of risk that actually gives you the authority to maintain control of your group. And we'll show you on the course how you use that. And again, I want you to think about this from a smoking gun situation back. Let's say that someone alleges on your course that they got injured because A, either you did a technique on them that you shouldn't have done, or B, they got injured by someone else because you weren't supervising properly. What do you think a solicitor prosecuting you is going to ask for? Well, they're going to want to see your training certificate. They're going to want to see your training materials. They're going to want to see your insurance cover. Also, they're going to want to see the risk assessments that you're working to and the safety briefs that you give and your lesson plans that you give. Well, if you haven't got those, then you're best off settling out of court. We're going to give you everything. You do not have to produce anything. Now, that combined with the insurance is actually worth more than the cost of insurance itself. But that's yet another benefit we're going to give you, and we're doing it to safeguard you. Now, here's a really important thing. If you are teaching vulnerable groups, say children or vulnerable adults, then there is a safeguarding issue out there to consider. And once again, all of this documentation that we're going to give you, it's all pre-prepared, written to international standards, quality management standards, and accepted by the largest awarding body in the world, is going to protect you because it's going to show that you are safeguarding the people you teach. So just to briefly summarize, our Self-Defense Instructors Award is not just about teaching techniques. It's about being able to teach safely. It's about protecting the people that you teach by giving them the right skills, but also by keeping them safe on the training course by having safe systems of work and safe working processes. That's the really, really important thing. And if you consider for a moment that you probably entered this industry because you are passionate about wanting to keep people safe, wouldn't it be a bit of a perverse dichotomy if what you were teaching them was actually causing those people you want to keep safe to be injured and therefore not be safe? We've covered every base on this course. We've been doing it for 25 years. In fact, when we started off in the industry, this was the vehicle that we started off with, and it's been hugely successful. It's a really simple course to teach. The skills are easy to learn, easy to remember, and easy to recall. They're fun to do. You've got some great instructors on the course, by the way, running the course with you. You've got two hugely experienced guys who've used these skills in real situations and operationally, and they will talk to you about those experiences on the course itself. But remember, most importantly, when you join our course, when you come and train with us, we treat you as an equal. We're not trainers, we're not gods. We just know stuff that you don't know, and we combine it with what you know that we don't know, and we qualify you at the end process to make you a better, a more competent, and a safer instructor that reduces your liability whilst making what you teach legally defensible. And if you're interested, then the next course is, the link below is to the next course. Please come along. We're a fun crowd to work with. But I'll guarantee you, the learning resources alone that you'll get, the online videos, the workbooks, and everything you'll get post the course is worth at least 10 times more than the cost of this course itself. And if you can find another course that does this better, I'll give you your money back. Absolutely give you your money back. In fact, one final note for you. Someone recently contacted me who trained with another organisation, and it was a good course. I mean, I have to be honest with you, it was a very, very good course. The problem was, that course was not written to a national vocational standard and did not meet awarding body guidelines. Here was the downside for this gentleman. When he went to get insured, his insurance quote was over £2,700, as I remember. That means in addition to the price of the course he paid before he could start working, he was looking at about a £4,000 outlay. You've got the cost of the course, which is £280, plus the cost of your insurance, which is £275 plus VAT, and we give you everything else to get you going. It is an absolutely cracking deal, and I don't think anyone else can match that anywhere in the UK or maybe possibly worldwide. But most importantly, we do it because we want to keep you safe, because that's why we started off in this business. Like I said, if you want to attend, the link's below, and we'll see you on the course. Thanks very much for listening.